from Pensacola, Florida, a future Hall of Famer, the former middleweight world champion, former super middleweight world champion, former light heavyweight world champion, and former heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr. is one of the top 10 boxers of the 1990s. Roy holds the record for the number of victories in fights for the title of the Unified Champion, as well as the owner of the longest series of defenses of the Unified title in the light heavyweight division.
Jones, the eyes, he never misses anything. It reminds me of Muhammad Ali and what he had best going for him. He saw everything you was gonna do and he could stop it or get out of the way. Jones got that greatness about him, but it's all in the eyes.
The first boxer in the history of boxing who became the middleweight champion of the world, then managed to win the title in the second middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight. Today, we are going to show you the 10 best knockouts of the legendary Roy Jones Jr. Also like and subscribe to our channel so as not to miss new releases about boxing legends. Roy Jones Jr. versus Glenn Kelly. The fight took place on the 2nd of February 2000 of the second year for the titles of WSC, WSI, I.B.F. in the light heavyweight division. Over the 13 years of his professional career, Jones has accustomed everyone to the fact that he does not fight in the ring, but performs, owning perfectly all genres of boxing performance. From drama to clown.
Came close to showing us fighting the conventional style and he's good there. But I think that Thomas would have been a big success, Shelly. Even Benitez, one of the best counter punchers in the business, cannot counter Thomas that. Here we go. With routine success against Glenn Kelly of Australia.
And still, Roy continued to surprise. Australian Glenn Kelly still probably thinks that Jones has at least 4 hands. After all, Roy Jones defeated Australian Glenn Kelly by knockout in the 7th round. Most importantly, after many years, people remember this fight, the fact that it was the same fight during which Jones took both hands behind his back and then knocked out Kelly with one lightning blow to the head.
Asked him to go ahead and get the knockout and said, we've got somewhere else to go. I don't know where else they have to go, but they can go.
In May of the 2000th year, in Conesco Fieldhouse, Indianapolis, Indiana, USA, the champion entered the ring against Richard Hall. It was one of Jones' most mocking fights.
With the right hand. 2 right hands. Roy not going for the kill yet. Yeah, he was rocked from that. There he comes. Oh! Right hand by Roy Jones. Another right hand. The crowd going wild. He's third. He's a left hook drop hook. He never saw it coming. This guy is number 1. He could be a champion.
In the first round, he knocked his opponent down twice. After that, Jones slowed down and began to beat the opponent while not striving for a knockout. He had a high percentage of clean hits. In the 11th round, the bullying reached its climax. He carried out several successful attacks, including somersaults. HBO commentators began to resent the referee's actions, which did not stop the fight. After Jones cornered Hall and started scoring, the referee stopped the fight. After the fight, commentator Larry Merchant said that Hall was savagely and brutally beaten.
That's enough, Wayne, and that's it. Stops it.
Roy Jones Jr. versus Montello Griffin. Revenge. The first time they met on March 21st of the same year, and the fight ended with the disqualification of Roy Jones Jr. What happened there? In the 9th round, Griffin decided to sit on his knee after Jones' attack and wait out the attack. Roy Jones, apparently noticing the simulation of a knockdown, struck a couple more blows to the opponent resting on his knees.
Mystified. Oh, there's no question that Jones, you remember the Riddick Bowe Mathis fight when they
believe that he thrives and will continue to thrive on being underestimated.
Let me tell you, that first left hook, Griffin.
And so does the second one. And Mercanti calls it a knockdown.
Naturally, the situation before the immediate rematch was heated and hyped by the media to the limit. Roy Jones Jr. came out angry and determined and knocked out his opponent at the 2:31 mark of the first round. After that, Roy Jones blamed the media for this knockout, for the fact that they screwed him up.
He's got trouble. And that's that. Jones gets his vindication via a first round knockout.
and it was a left uppercut.
Unbelievably quick left hand shots. A barrage of them in round one by Jones.
On June 24, 1995, at the Convention Center in Atlantic City, New Jersey, the IBF super middleweight champion Roy Jones Jr. from Pensacola, Florida, defended his title against the IBC super middleweight champion Vinny Patient from Branston, Rhode Island. Jones was invincible as 28-0, the Patient was 45. The fight was scheduled for 12 rounds. Jones at that time was one of the best fighters in the absolute weight category, while the Patient was in the midst of his return from a neck fracture sustained 4 years earlier in a car accident.
Was almost done on a lap.
I haven't seen this. But in the meantime, it's Jones doing all the effective work. Jones chasing Vinny Pazienza. About a half minute left to go here in round 4.
These are flashing jabs by Jones.
And I think
The fight took place within the framework of super middleweight, and the AIBI world belt was at stake. Of course, it was extremely difficult for the Patients to resist the genius boxer, who was in the best condition. Having used all his natural dexterity, sharpness and resourcefulness, for the time being, Vinny still did not allow Jones to properly kiss himself.
There you go. Just keep doing what you're doing, baby. Looking good. Good control.
But this hunt only lasted until the 6th round. Roy managed to get the Patient, and the rest was already a matter of technique. After the early defeat, Vinny took a break for more than a year.
that's another knockdown.
It's off in safety here because he's tired and he is right also.
It is over. Roy Jones Jr.
In April 1998, Roy Jones met Virgil Hill in the Coast Coliseum, Biloxi, Mississippi, and USA.
Another right hand. You can't do damage to me. And Hill still trying to keep his glove on Jones. And Jones lands a left. Now there's a combination. Jabbing right hand. Hill lands a right hand at Virgil Hill's head. And it's hurting Virgil Hill, no question. So far, it's Jones's power over Hill's jab. Whoa! Right to the body, unheard of.
In the middle of the fourth round, Jones made a right hook on the opponent's body. Hill, writhing in pain, fell on the canvas. He got up, but at the count of 10, he was still in a half-bent state. The referee recorded a knockout. The fight received the status of Knockout of the Year according to the Ring magazine.
Roy Jones did it with the right hand to the body.
On the 9th of January, 1999th, a fight for the World Light Heavyweight title, according to the WSA and WSA version, between champion Roy Jones and title contender Richard Fraser, took place at the Pensacola Civic Center, Florida, USA. It was the third defense of his WSS title and the second defense of the WSA title. Roy Jones.
No offense or defense. He has nothing to punch all.
Down goes Frazier. And leads with the left out of the southpaw.
Stay from punches, even in the 16-foot ring, because again, he doesn't give you anything to punch off.
Left hook stunned Frazier.
The result was Jones' victory by technical knockout in the second round. Roy Jones Jr. versus Tony Thornton. A spectacular victory over Williams allowed Tony's team to organize a fight with the popular Roy Jones. The duel took place on the 30th of September, 1995 year. From the very beginning of the fight, Jones demonstrated complete superiority in speed, reflexes, and accuracy of blows. In the third round, Tony was knocked down.
It was before the bell. It was before. And power like this are rare to see. It's like a combination of going for him. Quickness, speed, and power. He puts on another, what, 45, 50 pounds of muscle? I wouldn't want him. Thornton in trouble. Can't punch back. That'll do it.
In October 1996, Jones entered the ring against the undefeated Bryant Brennan at Madison Square Garden, New York, USA.
Across the ring and launches a wild right to the body, and Roy Jones stands in a peekaboo as Bryant Brennan throws about 8.
In the middle of the first round, after a series of blows to the head, Jones sent Brennan to the canvas. Brennan started to get up, and he was led away. At the count of 6, he was able to stand up. Jones, mocking the opponent, continued to beat him.
On his feet, referee watching closely. Jones blinding Brennan with his overwhelming hand speed. He gloves, and at least it gives him the right to throw a lot of punches, which not too many people can do against Jones. But he's getting hits.
In the middle of the second round, Jones sent his opponent into a knockdown for the second time with a counter left lateral to the jaw. Brennan stood up again on the count of 6.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Bomb in there. The Trenton crowd can't believe what they're seeing. They're so psyched for the possibility of Bryant putting up the big fight.
Jones rushed to finish him off and cornered him. After a series of powerful blows, he suggested to the referee to stop the fight. The referee refused. Then, Jones held another series of punches. With a deuce to the head, he sent Brennan into a heavy knockout. Brennan lay on the floor for several minutes. After that, Jones moved up to light heavyweight. Roy Jones Jr. versus Thomas Tate.
He stepped away and looked at the ref as though he didn't want to hurt Brennan and said, "Must I do this?" And the ref says, "Yes, you must." And Roy says, "Okay."
The meeting took place on the 27th of May, 1994th year, in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. At that time, no one could oppose anything really worthwhile to Jones. Boxers lost the fight, even before the gong, before the first round. We lost morally. Therefore, before the fight, Tate insulted his opponent in every possible way, and promised a lot. However, in the ring, everything turned out completely differently. In the first round, Thomas pressed Jones, not inferior to that in activity. However, the swarm hit the opponent, while forcing him to miss. That's what made Tate slow down.
Speed of Jones is the big difference here. And would figure to be.
Different story.
Yeah, you got to produce in the ring, and the hand speed of Jones giving Tate lots of problems. Even when Jones is against the ropes in the corner, which is not a place Roy Jones normally wants to be. It's the hand speed, and you can see it really makes a huge difference in this fight.
Well, left hand scored. There's an uppercut as well by Roy.
At the beginning of the second round, Roy eluded another iced tea attack and hit him with an accurate hoop to the jaw, from which Tate fell to the canvas. He managed to get up to the count of 7, but was shocked. The second chose to remove his ward failure, despite the dissatisfaction of the latter. Roy Jones successfully defended his world champion title. On March 22, 1994, Danny Garcia tried his luck in the ring against Roy Jones and was severely punished for a ridiculous attempt to challenge Jones' rightfully owned leadership. It is believed that during the fight, we saw one of the most unusual knockouts of Jones. Roy swapped roles with his opponent for a few seconds, showing how to work with the first number, if they decided to fool you by wiping the rope with his ass. Thank you for your attention. What moment from the release impressed you the most? What did you like? We will be glad to hear every comment. See you soon.